Hello. I'm here. Why did it just do this? Hold on. There we go. Okay, so welcome to Zucchini Boys. I'm Timmy Williams from the Whitest Kids You Know. And tonight is kind of a fast one. Because, I don't know if you guys know this, but I stream and I have a kid and I have two jobs. And one of those jobs is to help work the boards for sound stuff for different broadcasts. So I'm doing that tonight, so I have to go do that. So we're going to get right into it. One of the recipes tonight I shared on Twitter already. We're making the molasses ginger cookies that I've been pimping for months at this point. Kate Welly, you're going to be upset that nothing includes zucchini. Only the first 3 weeks had zucchini, but the name stuck. Zucchini's not available these days, but we'll get there. We'll get some more. Anyways, I'm making the much vaunted ginger molasses cookies from my step-grandma. But also, we're going to do those, but also someone requested last week or 2 weeks ago to do vegan cookies. So I've had this cookbook for years, Vegan Cookies Invade Your Cookie Jar. And I've always been a proponent of vegan desserts because I think they'll never not want to eat meat, eggs, honey, cheese, etc. But vegans figured out desserts, I think. I think they do a good job. Thank you for loving my beanie. I'm going to have more beanies soon. Anyways, so I'm making vegan cranberry walnut thumbprints. Thumbprints were a staple of Christmas cookies in my household. I think a lot of people. You make the dough, then you literally stick your thumb in it, and then you put in some sort of jelly. In this case, it's going to be cranberry jelly. And we're going to get that open. It says, open other side. Right? It's too shiny. It's a little too shiny. There we go. You can see it says, whatever. Trust me. It says that. I would not lie to you about cans. What is my lineage? Irish a lot. English. There was a French fur trapper in my family's history on my dad's side who was named like Zephram or Zephalim or Zephron, something crazy like that. But his nickname that people knew him by was Zodiac, so that's pretty fucking cool. And no, it was not Ted Cruz. It was a long time before that. It was the 1800s. Kilt color? No kilt colors here. I think my people were... Well, I mean, okay, I can tell you that the Irish clan that my mom's side derives from was called the O'Caseys. So, there you go. There's your little fucking genealogy history today. So we're going to get the cranberry smooth, and in the meantime, I got to chop up some walnuts. I'm going to need 1¼ cups of finely chopped walnuts. And then basically we're going to make the dough, roll it on the walnuts, stick a thumb in with food-safe gloves on, and then put cranberry in the middle and bake it. My oven's already warmed up, and I'm once again doing the very smart thing where I'm cooking things in order of oven temperature. So the first recipe is at 350. The second recipe is going to be at 375. Because I have brain. Right? Didn't Trump say that once during the presidential campaign in 2016? I have brain. It's like, you have brain. I'm sure you do. What is Timmy cooking? I'm making cookies. Vegan thumbprints. Cookies. We're not chopping off vegans' hands. Even though I like pepperoni too much to ever swear it off, I do appreciate all lifestyles. Anyways, but no, they're called vegan cranberry walnut thumbprints. That's what we're starting with first. So I'll get the recipe book out of the way so you guys can see the action. What am I making for Christmas? Cookies. So here's the deal, adults, children, people in between, tweens. I'm sure this is a lot of tweens watching. This will be the third and fourth cookie batches I've made this holiday season on the stream. However, I've also made some other snacks with my daughter because we love to make cookies. Last year we made several hundred total Christmas cookies from between December 1st and about January. Well, we had a January Christmas party, so between December 1st, maybe January 5th. Anyways, so the same thing. I mean, after tonight, we'll already have 6 fucking varieties of cookie here and treat candy. and with nowhere to go because it's COVID and shit. But so we're mailing some to people, and I'm eating them alone instead of crying. You know, it's fun. Tuck in your fingers. Shut up. I mean, I love all the advice, but also shut up. Like, I'm okay, you guys. You also don't have a very good angle on this. Like, my hand is far enough away from the knife. So, suck my butt. Anyways, do you think the price of Brazilian sugarcane is too high? I don't know. I don't follow that. This is not sexy stocks. Where did I get my dope hat? Dude, this is from Target. It's like the Target brand. Like, you know, used to be Morona's, right? Or something like that. Or Arizona. I don't know what their brand is anymore. Anyways, the walnut's supposed to be finely chopped. This is pretty finely chopped to me. Basically what you're doing is, well, no, I'm going to get a little more, but basically what we're going to do is roll dough balls in it to give it a crust. Those fingers aren't vegan if you cut them off. Wow. I try and, like, enter each stream with, like, all right, we're going to be positive and not shout at people. But seriously, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have wanted to do a cooking show if I didn't know how to cook. And yes, I do cut myself sometimes, but not very often. And just quit telling me what to do. Just enjoy the cookies. Maybe, you know, bring up some other things, like the price of Brazilian sugarcane. Always a good topic. How much money to unbutton shirt? You know what? We're not doing anything extra tonight because it's going to be a quick stream. So the gaming streams were awesome. Thank you. They won't be happening tonight, but they're coming back. I did get way into. I finally rekindled my love of Fallout 1 last week after cooking on the cooking stream. I rekindled my Fallout 1 affair. So that's going to be happening again. I just do not have time today. So, all right. We need a cup and a fourth of that shit. So I'm going to go with the finest chops that I can. We're going to put it all in this bowl. Some of that. Oh yeah, that looks like a good cup's worth. Ugh, already making a mess. What are we making? Cookies. Who are we making them for? People. Why are we making them? Carbs. All right, I need a few more walnuts. Who's Dale Taldy? And yeah, he is a fucking lie cook. Which whitest kid is the worst cook? I don't know. I actually, you know, I haven't spent a lot of time with the boys in many, many years, but I was very low on the totem pole as far as who can cook in the group. I don't know if I'd say any of us is the worst cook anymore. I think we all know how to do it. But I always considered Darren to be the best one, at least when we were, like, making the show during that time, because he, like, knew how to do lots of shit. But yeah, I think we all have some skills now, which, you know, I'm always telling guys, like, you guys can come out and do it, but no one ever wants to, and it's because they don't understand the power of Zucchini Boys. You know what I mean? They just don't get it. Or they're scared to recognize, you know, how great this show is. So, and I'm not going with any competition stuff anymore. As I said last week, I'm kind of done with the whole LOL flagship show thing, because I think some people, not from the group, but who watch, took it too far and, like, never shut up about it. So now I'm just saying, we're all a team, and it's the flagship. Let's make this the flagship channel, bitches. So, anyways, there's my chopped up, sort of finely walnuts. So that's going over here. Next up, I need to stir up the cranberry so it's a little smoother. Where's my little whisk? Oh, I didn't clean it yet. I'm going to clean it. I'm still here. Oh, you can see me. All right, cool. Trying to go very quickly, though, you know? Trying to make sure I have time to get everything made and sample it and show you guys how I eat cookies. So, today you made soup for your family with baked beans. Cool. You love my little kitchen? It is a little kitchen. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad someone likes it. No, it's fine. This is a duplex I've been living in for many years, ever since I moved back to South Dakota, that a family friend of mine built. And it's pretty well put together. And every once in a while I'll notice, like, a design that Robert put in there. I'm like, hey, good thinking, Robert. Like where the toilet paper roll is. I always like that, you know, things like that. What is something you wish they would add to Animal Crossing? Cooking! You know, they kind of did it on Thanksgiving, but you're really just fishing. You're just going to grab ingredients for somebody else. You know, for a turkey who was cooking Thanksgiving dinner. Now, the recipe did not include turkey. That would have been a little fucked up for Animal Crossing. Well, Animal Crossing is more fucked up than you know, once you think about it, it's like, yeah, this game's kind of fucking weird. But anyways, that would have been too much. So, there goes the knife and the cutting board. We're done with that for the night. Okay. So, we got cranberry and we got the walnuts. That's probably more cranberry than we're going to need, but that's fine. Now it's time to mix up the ingredients for the dough. So, large bowl, beat together the oil, sugar, brown sugar, non-dairy milk, and vanilla. All right, how much oil we need? Half a cup. Canola oil. Boom. Goes the dynamite for that. So that gets out of here. Need non-dairy milk because, for those of you just joining us, the first recipe is vegan. Somebody requested vegan cookies a week or two ago, and I am a supporter of vegan desserts. So, someone just said they have a friend in Brookings. Brr, get all the holiday covers. You know what? It's not even been cold yet. Tonight's it's starting to get cold again, but it has not been like. I mean, we don't even have fucking snow here, and that is, at this point, I'm going to say it's unusual for South Dakota to not have any snow yet when you're in double digits in diciembre. El 10 de diciembre y no... I forget what snow is. I was going to say helado, but I think that's ice cream. Anyone who speaks Spanish can judge me on that. Alright, so that stirred up pretty well. We're going to use something else. The fuck? Alright. Alright. What is the most useless talent you have? That I have? Oh, I don't know, sass and back commenters. It's not really a good thing to do. I mean, I do. It is fun sometimes. I don't know. Useless talent. I'm really good at whipping a karaoke audience into a frenzy. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's kind of useless. But I feel like no talent, you know, especially now in the days of the internet, right? It's like if you have a talent, all you gotta do is like stream it or put a YouTube video up or something and people get fucking obsessed with you. You know what I mean? My favorite original Game Boy game, Pokemon Red and Yellow, baby. I played that a lot. I played Tetris a lot. Okay. Now tonight I have a different setup for using the mixer that is further away from the mic because I guess it made things fucking short out from last time. Oil, sugar, brown sugar. Okay, now I need brown sugar and vanilla and maple extracts. Okay, how much brown sugar are we talking here? Third a cup. Oh boy. And don't worry, I have more brown sugar where this came from. I'm hoping to use up a couple of the ingredients tonight because I bought so much extra lately that I'm fucking up to my ears in baking ingredients. This cupboard is at max capash. Do I listen to the replacements? Not really. Favorite block from Tetris? Ooh, L-shape. Well, the long one's great. Because I'm always obsessed with when I play Tetris, getting it set up so that long one gets you a Tetris. You know, so the long one's good. Put that on my tombstone. Here lies Timmy Williams, quote marks, the long one's good. All right, half teaspoon of maple extract. This shit smells good. You guys want to smell it? Oh, yeah. Maple extract. Remember around Thanksgiving when I made 2 different vegetables that were slathered in maple syrup? That was a good time. It's dark. Sometimes it's dark. All right, and then a lot of goddamn vanilla extract, which I'm into. Good job, vegans. It's a teaspoon and a half, which is half of a tablespoon, which I could have just used. I just realized that during the math of my noggin. But whatever. Yeah, and it's funny, like almost any of these ingredients, if I run out of them, don't panic because I have extra of everything, and I want to get the fuck rid of them. So, all right, vanilla will be reappearing later on tonight's episode. So I got here, I got the oil, sugar, brown sugar, non-dairy milk, vanilla, and maple extracts. Cool. Beat them together. Oh, yeah. Beat that shit. So how we all doing? Can we still panic anyway? Yeah, panic anyways, man. The first meal I learned how to cook, dude, I don't remember. Am I making maple syrup cookies? No, but there's maple in it. So I hope everybody's doing good. I'm not sure if we're... Whoever's subscribing, doing emotes, gifting, doing Prime subs, all that stuff, donating. We always appreciate it. If you don't know, we're using all the money to make a Whitest Kids animated film, which is going to come out. We did a Q&A live about it on, or not Q&A, like a FAQ, live on Self-Suck Saturday a couple weeks ago, and we will get back to that eventually. Let me make sure that my secret cabal of tech wizards isn't, oh, they're just talking about that. Okay, never mind. You're in the Arctic? Iron Hyman, I forget. Iron Hyman, I know I've talked to you before. Where do you live? Didn't you live somewhere around here? Do I even know my blood type? Oh, that's not actually... By the way, no one pay attention to a fickle WKUK, because it's someone who's pretending to be us, and also they don't know how to spell. So, all right. Or maybe they do know how to spell, but they just weren't able to get that since we have it. Anyways, fuck that. That's stupid. You know, we wouldn't even need to apply for blue check marks if it wasn't for people just respecting the uniqueness of personhood, right? Because you know what sucks is, like, on social media so much, Facebook and Twitter especially, for the first few years, people would always be like, well, you're not really Timmy. And it's like, why would I pretend to be me? You know what I mean? I'm broke. I'm weird. I have, like, gut issues. You know, if I was going to pretend to be someone on the internet, I'd be like Tom Cruise or some shit, right? Someone who's fucking loony and likes to try and kill themselves in movies. Okay, so now we need to put in the dry stuff. Flour, cornstarch, baking powder, cinnamon, salt. Flour. All right, so this calls for 1 2/3 cups all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour. Let's use just a good old spoon like I normally do. So this flour's going to run out, I hope. You hear that, flour, you fucking asshole? The next recipe uses a lot of flour, so I think it's going to be fine. Oh, wow, there's so much flour in this book now. Hype tray, there we go. Does anyone call you Tim? Yeah, I'm actually go by Tim in my other life as an insurance agent. Timothy. When my mom's pissed at me, if I'm hanging out at my mom's house and I swear too much, I get Timothy! You know? So that's fun. Tammy, Gub, Tommy, TJ, Tej, what else? Tina? I don't know, I go by lots of names. Gotta keep those motherfuckers on your toes. On their toes. Get them off my toes. What's my superhero alter ego called? It used to be called Hat Man. Die Hard was great. Thank you for asking. Every year, I watch Die Hard while I'm wrapping presents. Did I do both of these? That's sugar. Oh my god, I lost track of where I'm at. Fuck. There we go. Well, this year I added into the mix hot chocolate with Bailey's Irish cream poured into it. That was fucking great. It was a good move. And the thing is Bailey's is not that alcoholic, so I drink... It was like more than a... I don't think it was a 750. I think it was a half pint. And I finished it off with 3 mixes of hot chocolate, like envelopes of hot chocolate powder. So, hell yeah. All right, we got to get this stuff mixed. We got to get cooking. What time is it? 5:52. All right. We can make it work. I do got to leave. Right now, it's almost 6 my time. Oh, I just might maybe put too much flour in there. Damn it. Anyways, I got to leave it around 7 my time, so... we're going to make it all happen, though. Okay, so we got the flour. We need cornstarch, which is always a crazy thing to cook with because it's very powdery and it gets every fucking where. And I need a 4th cup of that. Why is it? Does it still say Sports Boys? Or if you refresh, does it have the right description? Because it should be the right one now. You would like to give Timmy a loan and a soda and just compliment the shit out of him. That's funny. Parataran, you do not... Dude, stop adding stuff to the screen. It's okay. I'm going to love it no matter what. And a built-in dice roller sounds kind of insane. But, I supported a local artist, 3D printer, sculptor person buying that, so I think it's cool, Support local motherfuckers. Someone asked if you can make that... someone asked me if I made the dice tower, and I was... me making a thing that I can't eat. Sure. Okay, we got the cornstarch and the flour. We need baking powder. 1 teaspoon of that. Oh man, now there's cornstarch on the floor. If you don't know much about cornstarch, it's very slippery, so I might die. I might just fall, and you just hear me going, and that's it. And that's it. I'm done. Also, it's something you use to make oobleck or homemade Play-Doh or whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay, and then half a teaspoon ground cinnamon. Both recipes also use cinnamon this evening because cinnamon fucking rules, right? So both use vanilla and both use cinnamon. I mean, if you're baking something that doesn't involve either vanilla and or cinnamon, I mean, give it the program. Yeah. Can I do a Dice Clay impression? No. Nothing I hate more than doing comedy on demand. Which, I mean, we do on the deal, because we ask people what sketch they want to watch, but no, I'm not an impressions guy. I mean, Dice Clay, okay, here's a Dice Clay impression, like, oh, I think people who are on the top of the pecking order should be able to make fun of people on the bottom of the pecking order and not suffer any consequences. Oh, leather jacket. All right. So, now we're going to mix this stuff up, and I believe, did I get everything in here? Ooh, salt. Good God. I forgot salt in my dinner I made last night, too. Fucking up. But it was fine because it was like an enchilada casserole thing. There's already plenty of saltiness happening in it. All right. Hey, can you guys hear me okay when I go back here? Get this out of the way. I don't want to see that right now. Oh, my God. I like dice. I like 20-sided dice. Hell yeah. There's a great clip a bunch of right-wing babies were using last year of George Carlin talking about how you should be able to say whatever you want. When we watched the whole clip, I mean, you know how people do it. They just take out the parts out of context that support whatever bullshit they're saying. But if you watch the whole clip, it's George Carlin from Larry King Live maybe 30 years ago. Like 89, 90, 91, something like that. Talking about how he doesn't get the Dice Clay thing because Dice Clay was like always going after the examples that Carlin uses is like women and homosexuals. He was always going after those people. He's like, I don't understand going after people who are already marginalized. I go after people in power, which I feel like is a kinship. Whitest kids made fun of everybody, but I felt like we always were going after the idiots in charge. So. All right. Flour, cornstarch, baking powder, cinnamon, salt. Stir to form a thick, stiff dough. Dude, I like the way these vegans talk. They're like kind of making me horny. A thick, stiff dough. Here's my thick, stiff dough. Get in there, my thick, stiff. All right. Okay, so if the dough seems too dry, add a tablespoon or so of non-dairy milk. Vegans know how to have a good time. Okay. Pour the chopped walnuts into a shallow bowl. Done. Scoop the dough with a tablespoon and roll into balls. And then we're going to put it on the cookie sheet. Now here's a little bit of Timmy Williams genius for you. Little bastards. When I bought new beaters for my beater, a couple weeks ago. It was a 2-pack. So I take this and I just throw them in there and wash it later. We don't have to worry about it right now. So let's get going on this. My molasses has been up front. That's going to be used in a little bit. All right. Let's get some goddamn thumbprint cookies happening, right? So first we're going to... I've never made these before, by the way. That's why it's taking so long. The other thing is going to be like robotics. Okay. So we got our thick, stiff dough. And we're going to roll it into a ball. And then we take the walnuts and we put it in there. And we just kind of get it all fucking nutty, you know? Like a Jerry Lewis telethon. All right. That was a really dumb comparison. I feel like these are not crushed up enough. That's okay. Yeah, I know, roll it into a ball. You know, of course, everybody's going to go for the low-hanging fruit. Which my balls actually stay pretty far up. They're not like that. All right. Thick, stiff dough. Yo, if I was in like a metal band, right? Or like a Creed. Like if I was in Creed. Well, first of all, I'd throw myself off a cliff. But I would just, that's how I'd say, thick, stiff dough, right? Jesus. Didn't they like Jesus? Wasn't that Creed's deal? Dude, aren't all balls asymmetrical? Not saying mine are. They are. No one's going to see them anytime soon anyways. It's fine. Thank you. These khakis are actually like stretchy. All right, I did not chop up these walnuts enough. Just going to be honest. It's important to be honest. Oh, there we go. Who said that? Jiggy Bro says, thick, stiff dough to the tune of Even Flow. I love that. Thick, stiff dough. Thick, stiff dough. Dough. Thick. Thick, stiff. Was the Doughboy vegan like he was alive? What? Is Pearl Jam here? Yes, Pearl Jam's here. One time, Whitest Kids, when we were shooting a Civil War on Drugs, me and some of the dudes who were in the Civil War on Drugs, we were in a vehicle on the way back. It wasn't the other Whitest Kids, some other guys, like extras. And whatever van we were in was playing Sirius XM. And they were playing Lithium, which was like 90s rock station. And all we did was talk about like, we just kept doing like our impressions of what the imaging should sound like on Sirius XM Lithium. Like, Lithium, when you want your songs to go, because like so much of that 90s, you know, post Nirvana, like trying to rip off that kind of sound thing was just dudes going, you know. Is that a good impression? Like live? I sound pretty 90s from the waist up. You don't think khakis are 90s? Ever hear of Dockers, son of a gun? You son of a gun? Do I have any other Christmas movie traditions besides Die Hard? Well, you know I'm a fucking movie dude. Dude, I like movies, dudes. Dude. So, Die Hard, yes, is one. One that became a tradition last year. Dial Code Santa Claus, a.k.a. Deadly Game. Anybody else heard of that one? Thank you, Artist, for subscribing with Prime. Very cool. Thank you very much. Dial Code Santa Claus. Okay, so Dial Code Santa Claus is a French film from like 88 or 89, maybe 87. And it's about this genius kid who's very good with electronics. And he lives in a big fancy house. And his mother leaves him in the house. And an evil kind of, they insinuate it's sort of a pedophile child murder dude dressed up like Santa and tries to kill him. And the kid uses his smarts and gadgetry and his toys to stop the attacker. Which, yes, is fucking Home Alone, right? And the dude that made Dial Code Santa tried to sue the makers of Home Alone, but it didn't really pan out. But the one reason is because, and I guarantee you, Chris Columbus and friends, the people that made Home Alone, said this is like, well, in Dial Code Santa, his grandpa's there, so it's different. His grandpa's like blind and diabetic and stuff, and so the kid has to like save him too. Anyways, but it's very good. It's kind of fantastical. It kind of feels like it's not quite taking place in reality. And there's a lot of that very just European, French feeling kind of film methods in it, like Dutch angles and a lot of mist because it was the 80s. But there's a very 80s theme song. It sounds like it's sung by Bonnie Tyler. She's who sang Total Eclipse of the Heart. It says, "Happy birthday, Christmas! Come back home, Jesus!" It's like, what? So, opinion of Krampus the movie? I like Krampus the movie. Thought it was good. Okay, so there's our first sheet. Right now they look like dough balls. So the next thing you do is pour a generous amount of cranberry sauce into each one. Bake for, okay, so what it says, okay, one thing about veganism is that it is health conscious, right? That's a lot of people's reason for turning to it. And so with vegan cookies, they're like, use the end of a wooden spoon to put little divots in these cookies so that you can put the cranberry sauce in it. But you know what, motherfuckers? It's the holidays. We're going to do traditions. And if these cookies are called thumbprints, well, that's what I'm going to fucking do. But I'm going to wear a glove, you know, because I might give these cookies to people, and I don't know who they might be yet. So maybe not touch it with my thumbs during a pandemic, but whatever. They're also going to bake, so it really doesn't matter, does it? So I'm going to smush little thumbprints into each one. And now you can make this, you can do thumbprints with just about any kind of cookie dough. What you want to do is get something that's like a little thicker that can bake for longer. Because what we're going to do is bake these for like 16, 17 minutes, which is pretty long for cookies. And we're going to, where's that thing at? Ooh, what should I use? I'm going to get another tablespoon. Basically, you want them to bake for longer, so you want them to be a little thicker, a little thick and stiff, thick, stiff dough. You got to use the space, right? You got to dance with the fucking frog. But I'm sorry, I don't have much time tonight. I got to be going in like 55 minutes, so here we go. So, okay, I'm using the pig tablespoon to put some cranberry in each one. Oh, that's a lot. Timmy, don't pull a hammy. Oh, a hamstring? You know what? If I do, it's like my hamstrings have had a good run, right? I'm not the most active gent in the universe, but, you know, I like to run around. One of our more popular sketches is me dancing. You know, I like to use my legs. What the fuck am I talking about right now? Anyway, so, Jack Frost. I've not seen that one. Are you talking about the Michael Keaton one or the horror film? Because I like horror films. But anyway, so Christmas... Okay, so Deadly Game is one I watch. That is now my second year making that a tradition because I love it. It's just so weird. And, like, the kid in it is obsessed with Rambo. And one of the first shots of the film, the kid gets up and he's getting ready for the day. And they do, like, close-ups on his biceps and stuff. It's like, it's a little weird. But, no, I was not in show choir. I was in band. I was in a ska band. That's like a show choir and a jazz band mixed together and then somehow even more annoying, right? So, all right, so the thumbprints are looking good. I kind of was maybe a little overzealous with the cranberry sauce, but here's what they look like. Now we're going to bake these little assholes for, which maybe they kind of look like a little bleeding asshole. Bake for 16 to 18 minutes. I'm guessing just on the normal old center rack. So now there's a whole other batch worth here, about probably 10, 12 more cookies worth. And I will make those, but since I have a time constraint this evening, we're going to get to the next one, which is the molasses ginger cookies that I have been hyping for months. And now it's time to make them. Timmy, for mountain of chairs is a rehearsed way you stack the chairs. You know what? It's actually yes and no, because here's the deal. Mountain of chairs, a lot of the Whitest Kids Season 1 sketches were live sketches that we shot for television. Mountain of Chairs was one of those. And, oh, did I put a timer on? I gotta put a timer on, don't I? Mountain of Chairs was one of those sketches. And, so when we do it live, I just grab wherever we were, I just grab a bunch of folding chairs and just fucking stack them up. So no, there was not a plan for that. I just stack them up and we would see what happens, because a lot of the, all of our stuff was pre-written. We weren't an improv group or anything. But in Whitest Kids, like, it was often, we liked to imbue things with a sense of danger, where it's like, when we were doing live stuff, a lot of our sketches had people throwing things, or like, when we would do the Messy Astronaut sketch, and we'd have food and chocolate milk and potatoes everywhere. So Mountain of Chairs is one of those, because I would really stack up whatever chairs were around and fucking climb it on stage, and sometimes fall off, and sometimes it was fine, and sometimes people thought I'd be dead, and I wasn't, So it was always a blast. And so no, but then when we shot on TV, then you have all the thing with making a TV show is you spend, 5-6 years of just 5 dudes doing whatever the 5 of you are okay with, which means when you're us, everything. And like, well, yeah, we'll have Timmy's dick out on a stage. Oh, we'll throw stuff at each other. Yeah, we'll cut ourselves, whatever. And then suddenly you're on TV and there's a whole team of people whose job it is to make sure you don't die, right? So now they're like, no, you have to. So they had a set designer person like figure out how to stack the chairs up so that they were sturdy, so that I could climb them and not get hurt. So, fucking pussies. Just kidding. I'm glad that happened, because now I'm still alive. So. Creeper Girl Next Door. I don't know if you just started watching this or not, but I talk about me having ADHD all the time. So welcome in. What's on my Christmas list? Not much. I told my daughter, she's like, what do you want for Christmas? I said, I reached into my cupboard and I grabbed this. And I said, take this. Fucking, these are all printed out recipes. I said, take this and fucking organize it. So hopefully her and my mom, I'm supposed to give it to them so they can do it, but like I want this like alphabetized and categorized and put in a binder, because every time I want to make something I'm just like, so I really just did do that. That was not planned. So I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, now it's time to make the ginger molasses cookies. The Lil Jon remix of the Lazy Town Cake song. Yes, I saw it 10 years ago. Okay, so first off, this is just my mom writing it on a card. And I know the lighting is weird, but anyway, so, there you go. So she just lists the ingredients and then what you do to them over there. So first you put 2 cups of sugar, fuck yeah, and 1.5 cups of shortening and 1/2 cup of molasses together, and you cream it. You cream it and get thick and stuff. So here comes the sugar, and you know what? I'm going to do a little wiping out of stuff. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Oh, we're making good on the time. I think we're going to get everything done. If it took Trevor telling you to figure out that I have a dark, angry side, then does he need to text you got to breathe every day too? Come on now. Figure it out. Of course. I've been a little crazy asshole forever. I washed my hands right before I started, dude. It's fine. Okay, so first you do 2 cups of sugar. Whoa, that's a little much, but it's sugar. We're also going to need a little bit of extra sugar in a bowl. Because what you do when you get the dough made is you roll the dough balls in sugar. And that's how ginger and molasses cookies get that nice crystal-y look to them. Alright, we're actually done with sugar for the night, except if I need extra for the ball rolling, but we'll just put it up here for now because there's too much shit everywhere. Okay, now we need 1.5 cups of shortening and cream. Now, normally, going back to cookie chemistry, so these molasses cookies, the original recipe I was given to my mom and I was half butter and half shortening. And we just thought they'd get a little too weird that way. So we changed to all shortening. And this is how you normally use shortening, a big tub of fucking lard. It's vegetable shortening, but but I found it, I could use that, but I found these and I wanted to try it because it's fucking weird to me. Sticks of shortening, like butter, but they're shortening? No, Iron Hammocks, that's not, trust me, I know what I'm doing here. You don't want it to be like that. You want it to be like how it's going to be. You just watch. Alrighty. No, this isn't vegan. The other cookies were vegan. Get your story straight. Okay. So we need 1.5 cups. Okay. So this is 1 cup. Oh yeah, look at that. Just a fucking... And I know what you're thinking because you're all Whitest Kids fans, or most of you probably. Right? Butter bar, right? How about lard bar? I like to imagine that the butter bar kid was like, no, you know what? It's not enough. He got addicted to butter bars and he was like, this isn't enough. And then he got fucking heavy into lard bars, right? No, Iron Hammond, no. And I like to, I'm all tooled up and like to be a dick. But no, no, for this recipe, you actually want them to be, I've even used turbinado sugar, which is thicker granules, but thick, stiff granules. But no, you like regular ones because you want them to have that kind of consistency to them. No, I'm not gonna play Cyberpunk, at least not until they sort that shit out. I mean, if anyone else has friends that play it, all I've heard all day today is like, everything sucks about this game, it doesn't work. So I'm not gonna be doing that anytime soon. Okay, so you need 1.5 cups of shortening or butter. We're doing shortening, and I'm using the weird shortening bars. So there we go. It's giving people PC. What do you mean PC? Oh, it's giving people... I'm reading too many things at once. Giving people seizures? Yeah. All right. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys liked the ending of the Buckerson and Myers episode. You know, so I use like a pre-written role-playing game module for that, and I kind of plan it out because I know that they're gonna fuck with the storyline, right? But so that was the ending of the latest episode of Buckerson and Myers was an on-the-fly Timmy improv special because I didn't know I didn't know that that Darren and Zach were gonna have this great little interplay of their characters like acting like they might have fucked the night before, right? So that's when I decided to and then they didn't know they were about to encounter a shapeshifter. So it was really fun to be able to mess with that. And I haven't exactly decided what to do at the beginning of the next episode, but I mean, if you think that Zach's character is going to get out of that situation without accidentally fucking people that look like his friends, then you're wrong. But don't tell him I said that, right? Okay, so here we go. The light moral judgment? I try not to, but you know, sometimes it's like, the fuck, guys. Okay, so 1/2 cup of molasses. And so I like black strap molasses. This is the kind of molasses that like drowned a bunch of people in Boston 200 years ago, you know? It's molasses with a dark side. Trevor's fatherhood dreams. What? Oh, like in the show? Or in the Buckerson and Myers? Yeah. I think his dream is just to, like, make it confusing for me. All right, so with the molasses, it's very... I mean, that's the phrase, right? Slow as molasses. So, and if anybody's ever been around a brand new infant in, like, the first 3 days of the baby's life, what do you say? Meconium? Huh? Did I just make you throw up thinking about that? If you don't know, meconium is the stuff that comes out of a baby's asshole the first couple days, and it's not poop. It's like weird. It's this enzyme-y stuff that's black and drippy, and you could our doula, because we had a doula because we were in Portland, said that she felt like you could make industrial grade adhesive out of that. So, all right. So I did 1/2 cup molasses, did 1.5 cups of shortening, and did 2 cups of sugar. That's a bunch of fat and carbs, right? Hell yeah. So we're going to mix that up. Now is when we use my other clean beaters, right? I didn't have to fucking deal with it during the stream. I just get the other beaters out. Here we go. So we're creaming this. Jesus Christ. Hold on. This the new situation of the lard sticks makes it a little weirder for me. I'm not used to it. All right. In you go. I like that people... Hold on. Oh man, I missed making these cookies. I love these cookies so much. That looks pretty damn good. All right, so now I've creamed together the lard, molasses, and sugar. I love it. This is one of my favorite cookie recipes to make. I bet I made this 50 times in the last few years. They're so good. Even as I was losing weight, yes. So then you got to put in 2 eggs. The last time I made these cookies, I sent them all to Zach, Trevor, Darren, and Sam. What a fucking waste, right? But no, I sent them all some RPG dice and these cookies. So. Okay. There's 1 egg. Are you guys... I'm only seeing parts of the chat because I get so busy. Are you guys talking about the molasses drowning? Interesting. Okay, so add 2 eggs. Then we go back over here to the loud section. We're just going to mix them up a little bit, though. It's just some eggs. Just some fucking eggs. And then as promised on Twitter... We're going to talk about something else in a second here. Okay. In case you wonder, I always rev up the mixer at the end to get all the shit off of it. So that's what the egg's in it. And so, as you can see on my mom's handwriting here, yeah, I posted this on Twitter if you can't really see it here. Anyways, so we're at the eggs, and now we're at, we put in, all the stuff that makes it taste good. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ginger, 1 teaspoon of clove, and 4 of baking soda. Where'd my cap for my molasses go? Ugh. It's okay, we'll figure it out. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay. So, what am I at? I need 2 of cinnamon. Now, one time I misread my mom's tiny T's, which means teaspoons, for big T's, which would mean tablespoons. And I put in 1 tablespoon of clove. And clove, if you don't know, is a very potent spice. So it was like, it's crazy. Ever try Spam cookies? I haven't. I don't even know. I'll try any food once. I don't think I've ever tried Spam. Okay, so there's 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 of clove, and then 2 of ginger. There are often weeks where every recipe I make has ginger in it. I fucking love ginger. Who doesn't? Fucking terrorists, right? Non-patriotic cowards. Ever use mayonnaise as an egg oil substitute? Yes, I have. Also, my mother, the one who helped me figure out this recipe that when we got it from my grandma Donna, she came up with this amazing technique several years ago for... I'm looking for the cap to the molasses. I don't know where I put it. Anyways, my mom developed this really amazing technique for grilled cheese, where it's, when I make a grilled cheese, I put like soft butter on the outside of the bread to grill it on the pan, right? Or griddle, whatever. Oh yeah, dude, Christmas around here is dope, Julio. Or Gulio, however you say that. And then 4 teaspoons of baking soda. Anyway, so what she would do, instead of softened butter on the bread, she'd spread goddamn mayonnaise on that shit. And it's so good. And, is it healthy? No. But no one in my family is like morbidly obese. Just jolly. Maybe that's why we like Christmas so much. So now I'm going to mix in all these various tasty powders and baking soda. Okay, so next up... Okay, no, I really mean it. She used mayonnaise, so when you say butter, not mayo, no. Don't put lies in my mouth. So So next up we do a teaspoon of salt and then the flour. Now, as I get the salt ready, let's talk about the flour. So this recipe, and I posted on Twitter at Timmy is a nerd. Oh, it says it right there. This recipe called for 3.5 cups of flour. And when my mom and I originally received this recipe, we were like, okay, 3.5 cups. And they were always a little too dry, right? So we changed it to 3 cups. Now, I recently learned that I've been doing flour wrong this whole time because I've been just put the cup in there and scoop it, right? So, which is not the right way to do it. You don't pack the flour, you scoop it in like you see me now with a little spoon, and you want to get it broken up a little looser. So, had I been doing that shit the right way, 3.5 would work. But, that's what we decreased it to 3 because the way we were measuring the flour, 3 made more sense. Now that I do flour correctly, I still only do 3 to start with because you can always, if you feel like there's not enough flour and it's the dough's a little too sticky, then you put in a little more flour and then you're set. Anyways, put the molasses up there. It's that good shit. And did you know anyone who's been a new mom, pregnant lady before will know that blackstrap molasses is something like a natural doctor will suggest you to take spoonfuls of when you're nursing because it's full of nutrients. Okay. Bake for 16 to 18 minutes until the cranberry sauce seems mostly dry and cookies are firm. Nah. So these are going to bake for a little bit longer, but they look and smell terrific. I'll show you. Yeah, looking good. Okay, the molasses lid was just hiding under the handle of my can opener. You know how it is. Anyways, there's the inferior hot glove. Here's the inferior. What, superior? Superferior. Anyways, molasses is good for plants too. Sam's butt. Great name. Please pontificate? No. Capitulate? Extrapolate on how molasses is good for plants. Would love to hear more about that. Okay, so now it's time for we got the salt in there, so I'm going to measure that, or mix that up, and then we got flour. Okay. So as I said, it says 3.5, but we're going to start with 3. And you know what? I was thinking of using this, but I think it's going to be better if I just use this little red guy here. So move this out of the way. Oh, how many more minutes do I want to do? Maybe just 2 on those cookies. Okay. Did I already get rid of my flour spoon? I'm going a little too fast, getting a little crazy. Oh no, I left it in here. Hell yeah. Okay. I'm late to the stream. What's Timmy making? You know, I didn't have time. I had this insurance customer at the end of the day I'm trying to get out of there on time so I can make sure I'm up at the stream on time, and he came in at the end of the day and was very needy, and I'm just sitting there like, God damn it! Why is this guy here trying to do business with me? I have to go home and write a stream description for my cooking stream for people who enjoyed my wiener and poop show from 10 years ago. Anyways. Nicole, that's cool. They know that sugar helps feed this good soil bacteria. It's also a good source of trace minerals. That is so interesting. Okay, so there's 1 cup. Anyway, so I didn't get home with enough time to be as detailed in the stream description as I would want. But what I'm making are, right now, making ginger molasses cookies. And they are the second thing I'm making tonight because I'm kind of in a rush. I got a gig. Not like a comedy gig. I got to go do a radio production thing. I'll be by myself. Don't worry. It's going to be safe. Anyways, I got to get to that. So, anyways, the first one was vegan cranberry walnut thumbprint cookies. So, stream description, food porn. And once we get that Baked Beans OnlyFans going, it'll be actual porn. Alright, so we successfully used up some of my ingredients. Thank fucking God for that. Here's more flour. King Arthur flour. You know what? Most people, if they decide to have a special brand of a baking implement, ingredient, Touch Me, I'm Sick, that's a weird name, says gingerbread cookies versus shortbread. I'm going to go gingerbread. I mean, I'm making ginger cookies right now. I definitely have a team when it comes to that. Anywhoozle. A lot of people would pick their favorite baking ingredients based on, like, you know, I don't know, quality or taste. I picked mine because King Arthur flour, now, of course, it is good. A lot of people know King Arthur. It's a good brand. But I enjoy it because recently I found a fucking fascinating article about, how about burnt thumbs? About, I don't know. I'll give these another minute. Well, you know what? I should look at the bottom. Anyways, they wrote a fascinating article on cookie chemistry, which I was just talking about. A little bit. I'll get back to it because I know I'd left it half unsaid because I'm fucking like that. How are these looking on the bottom? Man, I need to get... These are hot because they're cookies. Yeah, that's looking pretty brown on the bottom. I'm going to give it one more minuet. And we should be good on those boys. It's 6:29, man. I'm fucking perfect right now. Okay. All right. So we got our just about 3 cups of flour. Anyway, so they wrote this really fascinating article on cookie chemistry, because that is one thing I like about baking, is it's like math and science. I never liked math in school, but I like it when it involves sugar. So a couple things with cookie chemistry is the sugars and the fats are kind of the main things that are going to give you a difference depending on what you use. So, if you want cakier cookies, you use brown sugar, because brown sugar is going to give you, brown sugar has a more, oh my god, it's moist, right? I know we all hate that word. It's got more liquid in it, right? So, it's going to kind of puff up the cookie more, okay? So, regular sugar is a little more acidic, and it's drier, obviously. So that's going to give you more of a spread on your cookies. And so, where did I put my fucking hot glove this time? It's always a mystery. There it is. So that's how that works. Cakier cookies, brown sugar. Thinner, crispier cookies, or actually chewier cookies, regular white sugar. Now, the other thing to think about is the fats, right? So if you want to go cakey cookies, besides using brown sugar, you can also do shortening, because shortening is going to make it spread less. I don't quite understand all the science behind that, but it makes it spread less. Something to do with fat molecules. Butter is going to make it spread more. So this recipe is a little interesting. It's involves shortening and regular sugar, but then molasses. Well, guess what brown sugar is? It's basically molasses and sugar mixed together. So it's kind of right in the middle all through that, you know? What kind of mic am I using? A Yeti Blue that is currently a little bit more covered in flour than I like to admit. Okay, but first we got to get these cookies on a rack. Okay, oh, it says they need to cool 5 minutes before putting them on a rack. All right, I'm into that. I'm into taking more time for things. All right, so next up I'm going to use some food gloves here again. Timmy Vidervi says, I've been trying keto recipes. You'd buy overpriced cookies to help the movie? You know what? I'm definitely thinking of doing something like that. Just Sparky's in, balls out. Yeah, you know, I would make my balls night joke, but the camera's too. My new camera's too wide. You can tell that it's not balls night. But really, if I had a Pornhub site, it would just be like a day in the life kind of thing, because I just, you know, it would just be me. Every time I'm like, I have an extra 5 minutes, I'll just spank it. Pork sweats? No, absolutely not. I was not uncomfortable being next to a naked lady. I was playing that up for the thing, because that's, you know, that's like what I'm. That's my guy. You know. You know what? Fuck this. This food gloves thing, stupid. Okay. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be right back. We're gonna do this like a real motherfucker. Alright, so we gotta see how sticky this dough was, because as I said before, I maybe didn't put enough flour in it. You know, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a test run. Oh, it's pretty sticky, but we're gonna do a test run and see how they turn out. So I'm only doing like maybe what you'd call a rounded teaspoon worth. Balling it up in my hands and then making a little sugar ball. And you just plop it on your cookie sheet. And yeah, I think we're going to do a test run of about 3 cookies. And then I'm thinking I'll put in maybe just a tad bit more flour, not a ton. You didn't hear me singing happy birthday twice? No. Maybe you should also have to do that before you say something. I'm such a dick. I washed my hands really well right before I started too, so it's fine. We're all good here. We're all good. We're fine here. All good. How are you? Boring conversation anyways. Chewy, we're gonna have company! Breakdancing is in the Olympics? I didn't know that. That's so dope. I'm making molasses ginger cookies right now. And fuck. I didn't warm up the oven as far as I needed to. Fuck shit. Anyways, I think now's a good time to get these ones going on the rack, which I set somewhere. It's been sitting up here. Don't worry, it's clean. I'm sitting in a way so as not to get dirty. And people get worried about me. Starts from Oblivion or Morrowind? I don't know. There's so many games, yo. Just... Okay, so, wow, these turned out pretty fucking great. So here's the thumbprint cookie. Look how big and masculine my thumbprint is. Anyways, I don't know why it was over here. Sorry. Now let's turn that fucking J.J. Abrams light off. Okay, so there's the cookie. That's thumbprint. So that's cranberry sauce in there. And then it's a nice sweet cookie with some maple in it, rolled in walnuts. So really, this is more of a fall cookie. But you know what? South Dakota doesn't have any goddamn snow yet, so fall cookies it is. And I don't think there's many more wintry cookies than a ginger molasses cookie, which is going to go in the oven shortly. So, how are we doing on time? What are we, 6:36? I was going to guess 6:35. Oh, God! You know what? These are actually not... I'd let them cool for so long that they're actually fine now. Just pick them up with your hands. Well, I hold this cookie in my hand, and I crush it in my hand, and I get crumbs and cranberry sauce all over my hand. That's me controlling the 5 boroughs. Anybody know what movie quote I just butchered and parodied? Okay, so there it is. So we're gonna try this vegan. This is a vegan cookie, by the way. In case you're just joining us, yeah, that looks pretty good inside, right? And we're gonna eat it. Mm-hmm. Got a little hair in my mouth, too. All right. Dude, fallout cookies is a good idea. We do that. Walt Dickler got it. Oh, fuck, I didn't put chat on here tonight. Oh, no. Now, we only have about 20 minutes left because I gotta split early today. Let's do it, right? You know what? I don't think I can on this. That's okay. I have a somewhat of a bizarre technological setup, so we're not going to have chat on this one. Sorry, Elephant. Elephant, and some other members of our cabal do edit our VODs and stuff. Very cool people. What's my favorite cooking show? I don't watch cooking shows. I don't watch TV. There was this very weird cooking show that was on around Halloween time last year on Netflix with the Jim Henson Company was involved. So Brian Henson. And they had like a raccoon and some other people helping this like beautiful lady make like Halloween treats and baking and stuff. And also she made a dress, I think. Not a baking dress, like an actual dress. I can't remember what it was called. Gordon Ramsay? I don't know, whatever. Someone says, nice women's beanie. Always cool when the people who are incredibly unsure of themselves and lost in just their own existence and really have no self-esteem. Really interesting when they just label themselves easily in the chat like that. Who the fuck cares what kind of... I don't know who this hat was made for. Because you know what? I mean, it's just a fucking head, right? The clothing sections at the store should say, adults, kids. That's what I think. And I'm saying that as a parent of a child in a very conservative state. It's fucking stupid. I bought her a blue Captain America t-shirt for the 4th of July one year, and she was all worried about wearing it. She's like, aren't blue shirts only for boys? And it's like, oh my God, you've been going to preschool, which means you're out in society, and society's stupid. I said, no. I said, what about pink? She's like, well, girls wear pink. I said, well, go look at Dad's closet. I have so many pink shirts, and I do. Nacho Anders, you're right. Anyways, so she was like, okay, cool. She's like, yeah, you just wear whatever you want. And then that same day in the store, we walked by the little girls' clothing section, and there was a little boy there trying to pick out a Frozen shirt like Anna and Elsa or something. It was like purple or pink. And the mom's like, no, you don't wear that's for girls. And my daughter was like, that's crazy, right? I'm like, yeah, you learn so quickly. Yeah, I mean, who gives a shit? I like purple and pink shirts, and, you know, Frozen's pretty good. There's many worse movies. You know what? Frozen is better than at least 3 of the 4 Sasquatch movies that came out in 2019. Was it 4, right? It was, well, okay, tail end of 2018 into fall of 2019. There were, I think, 4 children's motion pictures animated about Sasquatches, right? You had a what was a good one? Missing Link, because that was by the those people who are good at things. Leica Animation, right? Okay. And then there was oh my God, the same person just said Triggered. Jeez. 2016 called. They want their cowardice back. Anyways, so there was help me here. Okay, there was the one where it was more of like a Yeti thing. Oh, I know there was a lot of them though. Fuck, I can't think of them. Yes, Zach was working on a Sasquatch documentary, I believe. Littlefoot was one. Thank you. Missing Link was one. Oh, Jesus Christ. Then there was one that was like an Asian kind of Yeti story, and the girl, the little girl was the main character, and she had like a violin, and that one was really cool. Man, I don't know. Someone fucking Google Sasquatch movies. Help me! I'm having a fucking aneurysm trying to think of this. Anyway, so, okay. I hadn't made or tried these kind of cookies before. I mean, I've had thumbprint cookies before, but not these vegan maple walnut cranberry ones. Really good. Give them a shot. I will try and post a link to the recipe, but here's the deal. And actually, this is something I want to discuss, too. Talking about, like, respecting artists, right? Someone said, let it go. That's funny. Okay, so first of all, both recipes I'm making tonight. The molasses cookies are my step-grandma Donna made them, which I'm sure you've all heard me mention before if you've watched this show more than once. Anyway, so my step-grandma Donna, you know, the step addendum to relative names is often so misleading because it kind of makes you think that you don't know that you might not know the person that well. But Donna's been around my family for as long as I can remember. Her first husband was a good buddy, and my grandpa on my mom's side actually died at their house. You know, he had his heart attack there, and that's where he died. And so they're all friends, you know, and not because he died there, but you know that's how often he hung out. He just happened to be there when he died. So anyways, and then my grandma on my other side died, and so that grandpa who was still alive married Donna after her husband died. And so, you know, when I say step-grandma, it just means that's just literally what she is, but she's basically another grandma, has been forever. So anyways, after I moved back here in 2012, it was maybe 2013 or 14, I noticed around Christmas time that Donna's molasses ginger cookies were the fucking best. So I asked her. It took me like several times asking her, like, can I get the recipe? Then eventually my mom and I tinkered with it and became what we're making tonight. So anyways, but leading up to an hour ago, I was like, should I share this recipe? And I asked my mom, like, would I be like violating some sort of accord if I share this? She's like, nah, I think it's fine. You know, because especially like grandmas and stuff and like older people, like when it comes to recipes, it's like their secret and they don't want to share it, right? But I talked to my mom, we're like, oh, okay, let's share it. And then for the other cookies I made, they're out of a cookbook, right? And so I tried to look for it and I couldn't find it online. And it's because they didn't want to share stuff when you could just go buy the book. And right, you know, so I understand that too. If I can find it, I'll put it out there. But also, this book is called Vegan Cookies Invade Your Cookie Jar, and it's good. So try it out. And that's the weird thing about me having a cooking show is because nothing I've made yet has been my own recipes, mostly just stuff I found online, right? So it's like I have to think about that, consider other people when I'm sharing their shit. And it's in her sugar cookie frosting. I like that, Trisha. That's very cool. So that's a thought. And also, that made me think of, well, maybe I should start, now that I've been cooking every week, and also, you know, this is not the only day of the week that I cook. I cook almost every day. Maybe it's time for me to start developing my own recipes. I definitely can I have a green beans recipe that is mine that I will do sometime for like basically kind of stir fry sauteing them. Stir fry also. So, Pop and Floss says a lot of my own recipes come from attempting to steal other people's recipes. Absolutely. I mean, you look at like, you know, I consider cooking and baking an art form, right? So look at other kinds of art forms, and that's you know, there's a lot of that. Hey, what if we just put a spin on this? I mean, you know, one of my favorite things ever is Star Wars. We're not going to get into it, but you know, that was based on some fucking dork who loved Flash Gordon and samurai movies, right? So he just mixed them together and made Star Wars. So I like that kind of stuff, you know. You know what? I lied. This molasses cookie recipe did not include vanilla in it. Huh. I'm a goddamn liar. Am I watching Mandalorian? Oh yeah, I've been a Star Wars fan pretty much my entire life. And I was a teenager in the 90s, and during what Star Wars fans call the drought, right? Because all we had was books and comics, and a lot of those were great. None of them are considered canon anymore. Anyways, there was no new film or TV stuff, and The Mandalorian is several of my friends of that same age agree. Mandalorian is what we wanted when we were in high school. It's like they pretty much nailed that fucking show. I mean, I'm someone who likes some of the newer Star Wars stuff and some other stuff, and I think the Mandalorian's the best thing they've made. It's just great. Oh, I didn't check out any of the announcements. What was the Obi-Wan announcement? Nick the Newbie, good question. Any 90s Star Wars EU stuff that stood out to me? EU for non-Star Wars idiots, which Nick and I clearly are. EU means Extended Universe, which meant back then that was like the stories of the books and the novels. But then they were all considered canon and part of the Star Wars trilogy. Now they're not. Anyways, my favorite stuff back... Oh, Hayden is back as Vader? That's interesting. And Kenobi will have a rat tail. That's fun. Is it going to be him living on Tatooine? Canonically homosexual? No. That'd be great. Anywho, my favorite 90s Star Wars thing. I would say Dark Empire, which was a comic book series that I wish they would have included the story in the new films because it was such a great story. Where the fuck is my hawk glove? It's right in front of me. Anyways, in Dark Empire, Luke finds out... Oh, yep, see, these do not have enough flour in them. Luke finds out there's a disturbance in the Force, and he basically turns to the dark side to solve the mystery, find out what's going on. And what he finds out is that the Emperor has cloned himself many, many times. But the cool thing in that is that the clones of the Emperor are, like, fit. They're not just more old guys like in that movie. Alright. Dude, Iron Hyman, I'm so glad you like the term hot glove. You like it so much that you think the show's only been on for a month. Because they said it's been a month and it's still my favorite term. Hot glove I came up with, I accidentally said it because I'm insane. The very first Zucchini Boys, and that was like September 30th, actually. So, coming up on 3 months, baby. Okay, so what I just did is throw in a little more flour. Because the dough was a little too sticky and did not have enough body, and you will see that in the finished cookies I have right here. You guys like it how I accidentally made a cool snarl when I'm finishing up with the mixer? Still too sticky. Alright, so if you were here for my flour story earlier, Donna was right. If you scoop the flour instead of stuff it, then it is truly 3.5 cups is right the fuck on. So good job, Donna. Did I like the prequels? No, I was not at the age where you would like them. Because I was, as I just said, I was one of those people that was waiting throughout the whole 90s for new Star Wars material. And then the prequels come out and you're like, oh, okay. And there's definitely some good shit in there. Like, you know, maybe the best filmed lightsaber battle and some other stuff. But, you know. Just not that great in my eyes. And as time has gone on, I'm, you know, warmed up to them. But, you know what's funny? I tweeted this a few years back, but, so, okay, here's what happens to the cookies when they don't have enough flour. Flat as fuck. It's going to taste good. It's probably going to be very concentrated flavor, too. But, not what I wanted. All right, so a little more mixing. We're going to do one batch, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of here. And I think everything's going to be fine. Everything's fine! A little Veruca salt for your Thursday night. But as someone who's been a Star Wars fan my whole life, my favorite things about it were not that they tend to repeat themselves sometimes. And my favorite things about it were not that most of the main characters are white dudes. My favorite things about it involved like the spirituality and messages. And so that's why I do like and some other stuff. And that's one reason I like The Mandalorian so much. Because one thing I wanted out of Star Wars was more stuff that isn't the same fucking 10 people, right? So Mando has brilliantly, in my opinion, walked that fucking line of nostalgia and new stuff very, very well. And that's one reason it just is a very exciting show to me. And also, you know, having a little kid, so I've ended up watching all the Clone Wars and Rebels and all that stuff. And, okay, this is now the cookie dough we want. Anyways, I ended up watching all that stuff, and so having characters like Ahsoka show up. And I'm really hoping, what's his name? Tamira Morrison, is not only playing the one character. Because if you know anything about Rebels and Clone Wars, there are other characters that Tamira Morrison could play that would still be alive and old and fucking cool. So it'd be really fun to see him as more than one character, especially if they interact. That would be fun. Dude, that guy is typing in all caps saying that I was triggered. I love that. I just like how the people who think that letting gay people get married, for instance, somehow threatens their power, and then they decide that other people are snowflakes. Love it. Anyways, Mark Calamari, absolutely, because Rise of Skywalker, I don't know, just didn't do it for me. But yeah, so anyways, I like Star Wars when it presents new ideas, and that's why I like The Mandalorian. They have some new shit out there. And that's why I'm excited for this High Republic stuff they're talking about, which is it's basically a story, or basically a new era they're going to delve into in Star Wars, which takes place 200 years before Anakin, Darth Vader, was born. And everything was like fine. So I think that's an interesting thing because, you know, one thing that kind of hampered the new sequels is that they went right back to, oh, now there's the Empire again. It's like, okay, well, it's kind of, did we already do that? But whatever. So it'll be more fun, I think, to see a Star Wars universe where everything's fine for a little bit. That's also one reason why Mandalorian's interesting, because it's this weird time in the Star Wars lore where, the good guys have won, but the galaxy's a big place and they haven't fucking figured out how to maintain law and order without being the Empire, right? And so in the meantime, they've got the real Empire trying to come back. You know, it's kind of fun. Okay, so now I have 9 of what I think are going to be very good molasses cookies. Oh, that dough. Oh, my God. Ooh, that dough. Don't you know that dough? Taste the dough around you. Have I read any Star Wars Legends books? Yo, I don't know how old you think I am, but I read those Star Wars Legends books before they were called Star Wars Legends. I had to sit and wait for the last book of the original Thrawn trilogy. That's how old I am. Where'd my paper towels go? All right, well, we're starting to wrap things up here, kids, because I got to get going to my production thing. But, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. But anyways, we're going to see if these cookies worked out. And I'm going to start washing the dishes, which is always exciting for viewers. I bet a lot of viewers don't know that I do wash my dishes, so. The bacon. Dude, the bacon, well, that was crazy. For those who don't know, on Thanksgiving, I had bacon in one of my recipes. And when you have time, I believe it's always better to oven bake your bacon. And so I did that and fucking forgot about it, and it was just black fucking ash. It was like just the side of ash. Then I did it again, and it was perfect. Because I do know what I'm doing. I just like to talk and, that too. So these are basically gingerbread cookies. So these are flat because there wasn't enough flour in it. I mean, yeah. If you like crispy cookies, that's what you would do, is make it with not quite enough flour in it. And now they're going to be pretty much crackers, and they're going to be good. Really good dunkers. You know what you would do with these? You know what you do when you get these too flat of cookies? You get yourself some fucking vanilla ice cream. Bam! Or any other flavor, really. Aspen Brienne knows what's up. Fluffernutter, I like that too. Peanut butter frosting, like what I made for the zucchini brownies several months ago, right? Anyway, so yeah, when you fuck up cookies, there's still things you can do. And I have this. I've been having such problems with canker sores lately, which are not herpes, they're ulcers. So stow your dumb joke. I have to deal with that every time I talk about it. Sugar, crystally sugar, really sets off my almost gone canker sore, so I won't be eating very many of these. What was I gonna say? That's good. Oh, someone asked if I saw side effects of COVID. You know what? I was trying to write a jokey tweet, as you do, and I think the worst lingering side effect of COVID I have is that the number of times I can bang my head to metal songs before getting a neck ache or headache is severely decreased. I can only do 2 or 3 good head bangs before I feel like shit. So just imagine in your heads that we're listening to like, I don't know, like a good part of Master of Puppets or something, right? It's like, oh, that's about it. Which dumb jokes do you hate the most? Oh, I was talking about canker sores, because every time you say, oh, I have canker sores, people are like, hey, herpes, sucking dick or something. It's like, it's not even herpes, it's ulcers, so fucking read a book. It's about acid and stress, not about, not about chugging cum, which is too bad, because it'd be more fun that way. I might be baking these too close to the heat, too. We'll have to see what this other batch turns out. Anyways, in the meantime, I have some cookie dough to save, because since I had to speed through it, I didn't do full batches of these little friends. So, I'm going to put this away and then grab some stuff to wrap it up. Wrap it up! And I'll be baking them, probably when I get home, so I'll just put some plastic wrap over them for now. Yeah, you guys are right about that. Like, I mean, I probably do have some form of herpes too. You know what I mean? Like, likely. Oh man, the earlier cookie dough already kind of got a little too hard, but that's okay. We can save it. I know how to save stuff. Bibber says, Timmy, you're a cool guy. I pray for God to make you rich and kill me. What? Wait, so you're asking God to do 2 things? Like, make me rich and then you want God to kill you? Or you want God to make me rich and then I'll come kill you? I probably wouldn't do that if I was rich. If I was rich, I would just make everyone in the world take an IQ test. No, I'm just kidding. And then, like, I was going to say, shove all the bad people to the moon. But, like, you can't determine that by an IQ test. Maybe, I don't know. I'd do something very fascist, so don't make me rich. What kind of watch are you wearing? It's like a $10 Casio. I literally just needed something to tell the time. So, bird in my bush. I like that point. Very good point. Why don't you just put Timmy in your will and have an accident? That's funny. And you know what I watched last night? All of it at once. Godfather 3. If anybody follows me on Letterboxd at Timmy W, I haven't updated in a couple days. I've been watching some stuff, but man, Godfather 3 is definitely a movie. Do I enjoy fiction with goblins in it? You goddamn right I do. Non-dirty socks. I've been asking chat for weeks for you to do your German accent. I've never seen you ask that before, so sorry. Just that's how it works. And I don't think there's a better time right now. Okay. So that's any jokes about here, are there? I don't really remember it, man. I'm sorry. I was never good at that stuff. Well, that's my opinion. I guess if you're asking for it, you thought it was good, but so I don't mean to shit on what you like. But yeah, I have to maybe watch the sketch and then try it again. So maybe some other time. You think it was spot on? All right, great. You're happy. Thank you. Good. So anyways, I'm just putting some plastic wrap over the cookie doughs, and I'm going to keep them in the fridge and probably finish these cookies later. I will probably have to reconstitute the dough a little bit. But I do have to get ready to go. It's been a lot of fun, but I have to get to my gig, and as soon as these cookies are done, I'm going to light out. So let's see how they're looking. Oh, yeah. This is what they're supposed to look like. They even may be on the cakier side now, but that's okay. Favorite Nick Cage film? Iron Hyman, that was not me. Favorite Nick Cage film? Jesus. I mean, honestly, I really like The Rock, but is that a Nick Cage film? That's more of a Michael Bay film. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're going to say these are done. Anywho, yeah. Ooh, okay. I really liked Mom and Dad. I enjoyed Mandy. So one of those. Man, I really got to get going. But so we're going to let these cookies sit for 2 minutes. Then I'll put them on the rack. Here's what they look like. So this is what they look like when you have enough flour. You don't bake for too long. Oh, I didn't talk about baking. So I'm baking them at 375 for 9 minutes. And then you let them sit on the sheet for 2 minutes. And then you put them on the rack. So that's how that works. What would I rename Earth? Okay, if I could rename Earth, I'd rename it. I think that's a pretty good name for it. Have a good night, everybody. Yeah, I'm almost done here, so thank you for saying your goodbyes already. Okay, so yeah, whoever was asking me for the David Mitchell impression. Yeah, I get that one a lot. Not asking for the impression, but just thought I look like him. And I don't really remember. I guess I'll eat the baddies. Is that what he sounds like, right? Like, I'll eat the baddies. Can I make fart sounds with my hands? Oh, wait, my mic's over here. Earth Home of the Big Mac is a really good new name for Earth. I like that one. Oh, I gotta save all this cranberry. So much fucking cranberry sauce. I did not need that much. Oh well. Is going curling like going bowling in South Dakota? No. You know what? For as far north as South Dakota is, we're not far enough north for curling to be a big deal here. I have a friend that lived in, I don't know if you say Eli or Ellie, Minnesota, but it's way up north in Minnesota near the little finger that hangs off of Minnesota. And he got into curling up there, but that's way further north than here. I'm still 5-6 hours from Canada, I think. So yeah, not quite far north enough for that. Hey, San Diego, all right. You ready to watch me make some cookies? Well, guess what? You're 2 hours late because I'm about to leave. You know, you're on a half late. I'm literally leaving right now. But you can watch the VOD. If you guys didn't know, go to youtube.com/WKUK and you'll see the recordings of all these. Okay, so yes, these are still a little on the flat side, but that's what. So this is what they look like when they're good. Look at that. Look at that beautiful cracking. Now, whoever was talking to me about sugar, that's why I like to use a big sugar because I really think it looks good, right? Anyway, so these are still a little on the flat side, I think. Maybe a little more flour even still, but I mean, they're pretty good because I don't want them to get too dry. And there is a sweet spot in there. I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm saying, well, yeah, I guess it is. Okay. Oh, I'm the sweet spot. You guys are so nice. Anyways, but let's look at them as a group because I think they look good, right? Those are good. Now, again, still a tad on the flat side, but I do like them like this. I might make them smaller and maybe add a little bit more flour to the remaining dough, but I think they're about perfect. As far as a speed run for cookie dough, I think we did all right. So, that is it. I don't even have time to raid somebody. So, we're just going to let all these people die on the vine. But you guys have a good night. I love you very much. And yes, someone asked, I will not be there on Saturday, but watch anyways because the guys are, you know, whenever there's a different iteration of us, it's new, different energy. So, you know, it'll be fun and awesome. and go enjoy it. And I just got to do other stuff, but normally I'll be there, of course. So anyways, have a good evening and eat cookies.